Welcome everyone back to the Busy Bee Chronicles. I am here today in Seattle. So I'm excited because this is the first leg of my journey onto my Alaskan cruise. So I've never been on an Alaskan cruise. We're taking Disney Cruise Line, but we have some different travel steps along the way. So you probably already saw a little montage of my travel on the way up here to Washington. But we're gonna sort of sightsee around Seattle today and check things out. I get to be here for a couple days, and then we're going to take a train over to Vancouver, Canada, and then from there that's where we board for our Alaskan cruise, where we will also have the port of call of Ketchikan, Alaska. So I'm super excited. Join me today while we check out Seattle, a place I've never been, so I'm very excited. Alright, for the record, this is Starbucks that everybody wants to get into. It's a very long line. It goes all the way down the street, so I'm going to save my Starbucks time for a different Starbucks. But it's right over here at Pike Place, the public market. So it's sort of like a big deal to go to Starbucks in the area that Starbucks started. I'm not sure if this is the first one, I'll be honest. So if I find out, I will let you know. But there's a long line, and then there's someone working the door. It's like, quickly take one picture and move inside so that they can regulate how many people go in. So if that is a priority for you, know that the line starts way, way down at the end of the street. Okay?
You don't have to leave. Go ahead and find the map.
Alright, so we are at Pike Street, and it turns the corner and it's still Pike Street. So at this corner, that is where you can find the famous sign, Public Market. There's actually an indoor area along like the waterfront, which I've never seen anybody explain. I know they get here, but basically Pike's Place is like an indoor marketplace, and there's all kinds of things to serve foods. There are vendors that offer like handmade goods. There's flowers, beautiful flowers, all over the place, and some restaurants as well inside. So you have to walk through and check it out and do some shopping in there so you don't miss anything. I found a bookshop on the second floor. It seems to be a bookshop.
Why is so many? Why is it?
And yet another bookstore. Nice. So there's a bunch of stairs you can come out of Pike's Place down to the lower level by the waterfront. But there are also elevators. So even though you have to zigzag a little bit if you need elevators, there are ways to get down there without having to do all of the stairs. I think we're going to go check out, try to get some fish and chips maybe, because we're hungry now. You'll never catch me on that wheel of death. It looks worse than Disneyland. No, thank you.
I think you were those, right?
Also, the waterfront is really long and there's a lot of stuff here, so you have to check it out and wander around and just go ahead and walk the full length of it. So prepare for a lot of walking, prepare for, you know, a lot of crowds, but it's fun and it's a new experience, right? Especially if you've never been here. But just be prepared for that. It's a city. Okay, I think this is what we're gonna have for lunch. So it's not our cruise ship, but there are cruise ships that come into the port of Seattle too, I guess. So that's pretty cool. I know nothing about the area, honestly. I'm getting to explore it with some family, so it's fun. They can kind of walk us through it and show us some things, but we really didn't plan out this trip. We just wanted to see what we can see. And so far, it's very cool. I think you just have to, like, wander around. If you like to plan things, there's plenty of information that you can, and there's pamphlets and a lot of the different, like, shops and stuff, but it's a lot of, like, local shops, and I like that because you can shop local. It's not just a bunch of fancy stores or chains down here. So definitely check out by the water and maybe take a cruise. Not my cruise ship, it's Norwegian over here, so we're leaving out of Vancouver. So we will be taking the Cascade train on Amtrak, and I'm excited for that too because I think you get to see a lot of the coast, and that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, let's keep walking. Fish and chips at Iver's, but we sat down and actually you can get out of the sun and whatever weather's going on. It was very good. I got calamari. I did not get fish and chips, but I did take a bite off with family members, and it was excellent. So go check that out. It was very good food. If you like seafood, I believe there was other stuff, but it's a lot of seafood. All right, the famous gum wall, where for whatever reason everybody decided sticking gum up on the walls was a good idea. I personally find this absolutely disgusting, but I had to see it. Now I've seen it. And I can't unsee it. Yep, both sides. Both sides of the walls. And this is right below where they throw the fish up there, where I showed you the main sign. You just go down a little thing of stairs, and it's right down there.
That being said,
Okay, so that was a very fun day in downtown Seattle. We got to visit Pike's Place, but we're not done yet. We are going to drive somewhere that's not very far from here, and we're going to go check out the Ballard Locks, because I've never seen that. So I'm just kind of interested to see what that's like. So stay with us. We're going to drive a little ways and go check that out, and I'll give you more information when I get there because I don't know anything about it. I'm just going for the ride today. Okay, so we made it to the locks. So basically, if you're not familiar with what locks are, and I'm not an expert, but from what I can gather, it is when you're trying to get from sea level up to the level of maybe a lake or something, so you go through locks, and they raise the water, bring water up, so that the boats can slowly do this step by step to get to the same water level as the body of water they're trying to reach. And they also have salmon ladders, fish ladders? So basically it allows salmon to swim upstream with a man-made area. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little sea lion swimming over there. Just bobbing around, probably hoping for some fish. So we're in the fish ladder viewing room and education center. So in the summer, it says, in the fall, you may see salmon swimming by the giant underwater windows, which I'll show you in a minute. They're returning east to their home streams after years in the ocean, and soon they'll spawn, lay eggs, and die. And in the spring, young salmon called smolt travel west to begin their lives in the saltwater of Puget Sound and beyond. So that's interesting. This gives you a little bit of information about the whole concept and what they're doing to preserve this ecosystem.
Salmon have the ability to adjust their physiology to live in both freshwater and saltwater.
So over on this side, that is salt water, and then to this side, on the other side of the dam, which you can't see yet, oh, here we go, that is freshwater. So we're at a location where it mixes from saltwater to freshwater, and hence the salmon ladders that help them go upstream. This isn't something I'd seen anybody do, but I thought this would be really cool because I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but just to get to see it and kind of understand it when you're not from somewhere that this is the norm, I found it really interesting. I mean, this is the water level right here versus the water level there. So now let's go take a look at how the boats get up through this space. The water is much higher. I think the mechanics of all of this are amazing, that somebody figured out that this was something you could have the ability to do. And I have no experience in any of it, but it's just very cool, even if you don't. So right near the locks, you can visit a botanical garden. That's fun. Just stumbled across this, didn't know it was here. And it looks like they have events. So we are at the Ballard Locks, by the way. What it looks like in the summer. Maybe they have different events going on. You can walk. It's beautiful. Oh. flowers on their trees. Everything is very clean here, by the way, which is very enjoyable. Even Seattle, down in Seattle, I felt like it was a very clean city, which is nice because I love the city. I love to be in the city, but you know, it comes with city things, and usually it's not exceptionally clean. Even restrooms down at Pike's Place, the public market and everything, they were clean. They were not horrible. So that's really good. And they have public restrooms, so it's not like you're in search of somewhere desperate to find anything.
And if you are with your teacher,
Short one in glasses, and another one, Monty Biggs, is that got here to stay.
There's even a little museum upstairs about the locks and about the gardens. So if you find the visitor center in the Botanical Gardens, that's a pretty cool thing to come check out. I caught it right at like 5:45, so check the hours because it does close at 6. So if you want to take the time to read everything, you'll want to make sure you allow for time for that. I just kind of walked up on it, but it's still really neat. So that was a great visit today into Seattle, into the Ballard Locks. Stuff I never would have thought to do, so it was very nice having somebody to sort of show me around and get to see things, and get to see different things, you know, than what I expected. So that was my day 1. We've done some travel here. Tomorrow, not sure what we're going to get into, but I know we're still in Washington, so we'll be checking out something new. So stay tuned for my next video so you can see all of the adventures I have in store. Thanks for buzzing by.